Oil prices have once again soared over tension surrounding the key producer, Russia, while global equities mostly have risen as the markets have digested monetary tightening moves by the central banks. The price of the benchmark oil contract, Brent North Sea Crude, has jumped more than 8% to raise past the $100 per barrel mark after Russia rejected a ruling from the United Nations top court to suspend its Ukraine offensive. The Wall Street stocks have rallied for a third straight session despite a jump in oil prices as markets monitored developments in Ukraine and digested the monetary tightening moves by the central banks. Petroleum-linked shares had a banner day as oil prices shot up more than 8%. Stocks continued to benefit from the positive momentum. More breaking news. United Kingdom suspends accords on sharing tax information with Russia. Now, this is part of its latest move in a series of sanctions against the Putin government. Now, talks continue, diplomacy continues, and so does the casualty count. Bombs are being dropped left, right, and center. This time, a local school and a community center has come under attack of the Russian troops in eastern Ukraine. 21 people were killed and 25 were injured after shelling in Marifa town near Kharkiv. The second largest city of Ukraine, Kharkiv, has been one of the epicenters of the Russian attack since the invasion began nearly 3 weeks ago. Now, according to United Nations, more than 3 million people have fled Ukraine since the Russian invasion. My colleague Jonathan Gilbert brings us this report from Lviv railway station, which has become the hub of people fleeing the war-torn land.
Yes, I'm here at Lviv Central Railway Station in western Ukraine, where, as you can see, we're still surrounded by this relentless tide of humanity, this endless flow of refugees coming in from the east of the country, from the big cities, Kharkiv and Kiev, and on they go to the safety of Poland by train, by rail, surrounded here by lots of kids, lots of young mothers, a fair number of elderly people, a lot of suitcases piling up. Now, some of these people, we understand, may have indeed come from the besieged port city of Mariupol, which is really the focal point of global attention at the moment because it is absolutely subject to the most barbaric medieval siege-style tactics from the Russian military. We understand there are still some Indian students trapped in Mariupol amongst the 500,000 or so people who were there before the start of the war. Very few have successfully escaped so far. The city is surrounded. It's subject to utterly relentless Russian artillery, rockets and airstrikes.
Now, US President Joe Biden is likely to warn his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping on Friday when they hold a telephonic conversation. Now, US is likely to tell China that it will face costs if Beijing helps Russia amid the sanctions that have been imposed on it by the Western countries. Now, Russia has cancelled a UN Security Council vote on a humanitarian resolution on Ukraine due to a lack of support from its closest allies, as per the diplomats. Now, according to a top envoy, Moscow failed to secure co-sponsorship of the draft text from China and India, suggesting that neither Beijing nor New Delhi were going to support it. US lawmakers have once again urged India to speak out against Vladimir Putin targeting civilians in Ukraine, following the bipartisan call with Indian ambassador to US Taranjeet Singh Sandhu.